So this video is all about million-dollar winners discussing the law of attraction.
Are you listening?
So this video is all about million-dollar winners discussing the law of attraction. My name is Timothy Schultz. If you are new to my channel, you might not know that I won the lottery way back in the day. I won the Powerball in 1999. It's one of the biggest, craziest, most surreal things that's ever happened to me. And now, after winning, I went back to college to study film and journalism and broadcast news, and I'm now combining my experience with my desire to meet other people that I find fascinating, including other people that have come into sudden wealth and sudden fame. It is one of the things I'm doing on this channel, so if you're new and you want to see some of these interviews that I'm doing with people, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. But this video is a preview to an interview I did with $1 million Publishers Clearinghouse winner, Natalie Bostelman. I will put a link to the entire interview, the whole thing, below if you want to check that out if you haven't already watched it. Her story is very, very fascinating on many, many levels, so I highly advise watching that. But this video is about a portion of the interview where we discussed what it was like to win and her thoughts on the law of attraction. It's the philosophy of manifestation, of creating things through the power of thought, through the power of the mind, of manifesting positive or negative thoughts into reality. And I find this type of subject very interesting. If you're skeptical and you don't believe in the law of attraction, that's certainly okay with me, because this channel isn't just about metaphysical types of things. But I find it interesting how there are quite a few people out there who do believe in the law of attraction. I find the subject very fascinating. So when I asked Natalie Bostelman about this, I found her answers extremely interesting. So that's what this video is all about. So without further ado, let's get to it now. Here is a preview of my interview with $1 million Publishers Clearinghouse winner Natalie Bostelman, discussing how she found out she won and her thoughts on the law of attraction.
So I'm working just and my boss happens to be out of the office with some of our other management crew. I'm working at a financial firm at the time. And I'm on the phone with my boss, he's checking in. They're playing golf, and said, yeah, something weird is happening. He goes, what? I'm like, I don't know, something weird. And then I see the van pull up with the local media and the balloons. I'm like, Kirk, I think they're actually here for me. He goes, why would they be here for you? I'm like, hold on. So I still have the phone active at the time. So I'm running out to the lobby. And I see the prize patrol, but they have the check held opposite. They always have that big check, right? Yeah. And they're like, "Are you Natalie?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "It's good." I'm like, "It's good to meet you." They give me the bouquet of flowers. I'm like, "So you have something to give to me?" And they go, "Yeah." And they said, "Do you know why we're here?" I'm like, "Well, I got a letter saying I won at least $1,000." And they said, "You're right. You won at least that." They turned it around. There's my name. $1 million super prize. I fall to the ground screaming with that still active phone in my hand. My boss is like, what the heck is going on? So I put the phone back up to my ear and say, I won $1 million. I won $1 million.
Wow.
So they surprised me in person with the balloons, with the flowers, with the news crews there. I couldn't grab my husband immediately because he was working at GM at the time, and it is a fortress, and you can't get a really good cell reception at the time. So I had to call his boss and say, it's an emergency. You get my husband on the phone now.
How often did you play, and did you ever think that you would win?
I always thought I would win something. I don't know if I had my eye on something huge. I was playing practically every day. At the time, they had just launched PCH Search and Win, which is basically like a search engine. So like at the time, it was like your Bing, like your Yahoo, like your Google search. So every day I would just log in once at least to get an entry. And down the road, I won like maybe $5 or $10 towards Amazon. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. You know, I can get a book or something phenomenal. But always in the back of my mind, I always like to like daydream. So at my other job, when it was slow, I was working in retail at the time at a small business. I would kind of map out what I would do if I had won $1 million. So I would be like, okay, well, I would pay off this debt. I would make sure I pay off my taxes. I would donate to this charity, blah, blah, blah. So I would always kind of have an idea of what I wanted to do. I always wanted to put that intention out there. I was hoping I wouldn't win, obviously, but to win $1 million like that, you know, I didn't know how or when. I just knew somehow it would happen. Thank goodness I was entering as frequently as I did, because consistency seems to be, you know, the best thing when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. You mentioned earlier, you mentioned how you were envisioning winning before it happened. Do you think there are quite a few people out there that believe in the concept of the law of attraction, in sort of creating something with your mind and envisioning it, and then it becomes reality? And even myself, before I won the Powerball years ago, I had a dream about it, a very vivid dream a few months before it happened, and then I believed that it was going to happen, and then it happened. And I'm not necessarily claiming it was the law of attraction, but there are other people that are telling me that they think that that's what it was. It could have been just mere coincidence and luck. But what is your opinion on that sort of thing?
I am a true believer in that. I didn't realize that that was what I was doing prior. A lot of people also call it manifesting as well. And prior to my PCH win, my family had won a car. I had won a trip to New York City. And I had won other little prizes here and there. So I always believed that what you put out into the universe or your energy, you will get back. So I didn't realize law of attraction, manifesting, that was part of it. I definitely think that if you have intention and you put it out there, somehow it will come back to you. It may not be the exact thing you were requesting, but it could be something very similar to what you were requesting. And funnily enough that you mentioned that, I'm actually starting a 21-day course on manifesting. So,
oh, is that right?
Yeah, I really am, actually. So yeah, I truly do believe in it.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting. There are other other people, other lottery winners who even claim openly, you know, they strongly believe that it was the law of attraction. Major winners, people that win hundreds of millions of dollars, you know, they claim that. So I find it very, very fascinating.
Yeah.
So that was a preview of my interview with Natalie Bostelman discussing the law of attraction. But we discussed so many more things than simply the law of attraction. Her story is really, really intriguing. It's fascinating in so many ways. And so I will put the interview, the entire interview, on a link below so you can check that out. But we got to discuss how winning $1 million changed her life, her advice to other people who play the Publishers Clearinghouse. And she actually is the first person to ever not only win a major prize from the Publishers Clearinghouse, but go on to then become a Goodwill Ambassador, where she awarded prizes to other people. So we got to talk about that and just many, many things. I found her story very intriguing on many levels, so I will put a link to the entire interview below. You are going to want to check that out. And if you want to see more interviews on this channel or vlogs, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when they come out. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And let me know in the comments, what do you think of the law of attraction? Have you ever tried it? Do you have any success stories out there, or any thoughts on it? I love checking out your comments. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support.